Kev, back upstairs to you.
Now Havens, the kickoff specialist, will kick it away for Baylor.
22, Philip Giger.
Giger back deep. But this one comes to Terrell Brown, and Brown will let it go through the back of the end zone. Wisely so to come out to the 20-yard line. Once again, that man again, Ryan Havens, another touchback. That is the 11th time this season in 18 kickoffs. So Vince Young back out on the field. I guess right now, if you are Texas, and maybe this is a little too early to say, is you're going out here to start the second half. It's a 30-point ball game. But that said, you got Oklahoma next week. You want to stay crisp, you want to stay clean, and you want to pretty much take care of business in the second half. Look at the score there in Norman as it's 14-3. You want to execute is what I'm basically saying here in the second half. You don't want to get sloppy.
Well, I think the Mack Brown wants his starters to be out there at least through the third quarter. They've got to get in game condition, because over the first 3 ball games of the year, I'm not sure they were tested at all, and I'm not sure they're getting the true test that they would like to do today from Baylor. They're obviously overmatching a team that is a very, very young program. But obviously next week, when they step on the field with the Sooners, that's where it all counts. And this team is trying to get poised and ready to do that. So I don't think that Mack Brown is going to pull the reins in very, very quickly here. He wants his players to be out there and get used to playing a full ball game.
Well, they face a 2nd down and 10 here. His pass was behind David Thomas, the tight end. They hand it to Cedric Benson. Benson has 5, stiff arms one man and takes it for a gain of 8 yards after the 28-yard line. Tony Jeffrey providing a nice block from the wide receiver position. James Todd got taken for a ride.
Well, he just gets in behind the offensive line. You see Will Allen, number 72, with a good block there. And watch Tony Jeffrey on the outside. We talked about him blocking, and that's how you finish a run, folks.
James Todd ended up on his left shoulder. That's not good when you start the play heading right. He got knocked down in a hurry. It's 3rd down and 2. A long one for the first down. Benson has one, has more. First down after the 45-yard line. Willie Andrews saved a touchdown, a gain of 17 yards.
Well, that's one thing that Baylor has done. They have taken away the long run for Cedric Benson, who over the first 3 ball games has had runs 40, 50 yards apiece in those games. Hasn't got one of those today, but still ripping off good yardage here on the 3rd and short and the first down here for Texas.
That is 23 carries today for Cedric Benson. 129 yards rushing. It's first down and 10. Texas opening drive of the second half. Vince Young throws this one. Bo Scaife pulls it in. Another big gain. A gain of 14 yards down to the 41-yard line.
Well, just picking up where he left off. Vincent Young throwing a good ball. This time finding his big tight end coming across. Little play action fake here. Faking the no one, actually. So Cedric Benson coming over and blocking, but good catch that time. Bo Scaife doing a good job as a big tight end.
Well, he threw the first pass of the second half. It was a bad pass to David Thomas. But, boy, he has been money all day long. 14 of 18 on the afternoon. Going up top. Knocked away. Good coverage by C.J. Wilson as he was right there with Lima Swede.
Well, Wilson had nice coverage there. I think he may have actually got away with a little bit of a push there on Lima Swede right around the 2 or 3 yard line, but nonetheless he knocks the ball away. Vincent Young showing he's got a good strong arm, good delivery here, and the ball's out there. You see a little contact I was talking about. The left hand inside. The official doesn't see that, but the right hand knocks the ball away. That's a nice play by the cornerback.
Well, it is a 2nd down and 10. C.J. Wilson, the sophomore, going against the freshman Swede. Vince Young dances around and danced away from one man, but it's going to be a gain of about a yard. So it's going to be 3rd down and 9 coming up as Willie Andrews there to pop him out of bounds on the Texas sideline.
I think Justin Crooks thinks that there's a lot of oil on Vincent Young because he was pretty slippery on that play. Slipped right off of him and had a chance to stop him for a loss play in the backfield, but just couldn't get it accomplished.
It's 3rd down and 8. Just underway here in the second half with Gary Reasons and John Radigan. I'm Kevin Eschenfelder. Texas on top 37-7. This is the 94th meeting between Texas and Baylor. Baylor hasn't won here in Austin since 1991. Throws this one. That's a long throw. It's complete to David Thomas, and the big tight end. His first catch of the day is good for a first down, and inside the 25-yard line to the 24. A gain of 15 yards for the Longhorns.
Well, you got to have line protection here. Take a look at Jonathan Scott Wall and Kari Long outside, so he doesn't have a chance to get to Vincent Young, and then the throw outside, finding the big tight end David Thomas out there, one of probably the faster of the two tight ends here for Texas. David Thomas having a nice year catching the football and showing a lot of versatility, be able to catch the ball inside, outside, and also a pretty efficient blocker.
Just a junior. Hands it off, up the middle. Look at Cedric Benson rumble to the 5.
When he got the football, Kevin, he saw a daylight there, and he went north and south, and he turned that accelerator on pretty quickly. Take a look here. He's going to turn, see the hole, and then accelerate right through it. Good job of getting yards after contact. 2 missed tackles there. Ooh, pretty good hit low and outside. And Cedric Benson showing he's got power, got speed, got strength. Take a pretty good blow there from the cornerback. And
it's James Todd who came up to deliver the hit. So with that run, Cedric Benson is up to 148 yards. Been a busy day. Got the job done. His team leads by 30, and they're driving again early in the second half. Texas hooking them today, 37-7. They lead over Baylor, looking for more. From the 5-yard line, first down, goal to go. Benson fights his way down to the 1.
Well, I talked earlier about the Texas offensive line and that left side. Looking to be kind of a favorite here. Watch Big Glenn get in there, and then you got Jonathan Scott here. I mean, Casey Studdard on the left side, number 64, the left guard, and doing a good job there. And watch the big guy there. He's going to pull him to try to make him go forward. Those offensive linemen do sometimes, Kevin. At the end of the run, they try to get their tail back, pick him up, and move him forward.
Second and goal from the 2. Benson dots the I. Hand it to him again. Not going to stop him from there. Cedric Benson, 3rd touchdown of the day. And Texas leads it 43-7 with the extra point to come.
Well, just power football here. Bring the big fullback in there, get the lead block, and go right behind him. Will Allen actually didn't hit anybody. Excuse me. That was Will Matthews. Didn't hit anybody on the play, but Cedric Benson turns it up inside. Big numbers on the day and 3 touchdowns for Cedric Benson.
Needs 26 yards to tie Earl Campbell to move into 2nd place on Texas's all-time rushing list. And Dusty Mangum kicks it through. There's something to be said about picking up big numbers yardage-wise, but the object of this game is to put it in the end zone. Well, there have been few that have been better than Cedric Benson over his career.
No doubt about it. That young man has done a good job here. 3 seasons prior to this, over 1,000 yards. Looking like he's going to go over that 1,000-yard mark again in his next season. And take a look at him moving up the record books here for the Longhorns. Cedric Benson moving up the charts pretty quickly. Going to get into pretty elite company there as he moves ahead perhaps of Earl Campbell.
I would say. Those other 2 guys had to add another shelf to the trophy case to put that Heisman Trophy. With that last touchdown, again, you get so many lists because Cedric Benson keeps moving up, not just at Texas, but on the all-time NCAA record books. And with those 3 touchdowns today, he moves into 13th place on the all-time touchdown list in NCAA history. Ricky Williams is number 2 at 72 career touchdowns. That'll put you in perspective in a hurry. Mangum make it Richmond McGee kicks it away, and a fair catch is called and taken 17-yard line. Willie Andrews called for a fair catch, got back on the football. So Baylor will have it for the first time here in the second half. Opening drive for Texas resulted in 7 points and a 44-7 lead. Aaron Karras is going to come in and run the show at quarterback right now for the Baylor Bears.
Well, Eric probably the most experienced quarterback that the Bears have.
I beg your pardon. It will be Dane King who will stay in at quarterback. So King does stay in at quarterback. Garrison made a move out on the field, thought he was coming in, and instead it's Dane King. And this time, though, the pitch back goes to Anthony Craig, and Craig, but not tough sledding along that near sideline, and a big reason for that is that man you saw just a moment ago. Of course, talking about Derek Johnson.
Well, it's just speed to the football here, trying to pitch, try to win to the corner. And, you know, with the speed of the Texas defense, it's hard to win that corner with a pitch play.
Man. Derek taking out a cameraman down there as well.
Just a workmanlike effort. Just 9 tackles.
2nd down and 10. No gain on the play. Play action. Time to throw. Does complete. And Roberts, who got away that time from Derek Johnson, and takes it ahead for a gain of 9 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 1 coming up. You saw him coming in a hurry and was able to get away.
Well, we talk about all world here. Derek Johnson trying to make play after play after play here, but you know, you got to get some pressure up front on a quarterback, and Derek Johnson this time over pursues. His speed sometimes can be a factor. You over pursue, and sometimes you have to take better angles, and Greg Robinson has really worked with Derek Johnson about taking those angles. If he comes inside out on the receiver, would have a chance to make that tackle, but pretty good elusive move there by Roberts.
Derek Johnson, you were talking earlier about, you know, them slowing the game down or trying to slow him down. And you say, wait, it's about speed, right? And it's sometimes when you're that fast, you can't over pursue. By the way, Eric Hall, who was down on that last play, he comes off the field, junior from Clarksville, Tennessee, comes off the field under his own power. Able to walk off. His defense, though, facing a 3rd down and 1. Baylor on their opening drive of the 2nd half, trailing big, 44-7. Busted play. And Dane King has the 1st down.
That's kind of remarkable that Dane King could make something out of nothing there.
I think the play was so blown up that it really kind of worked to the advantage of Baylor.
Well, the thing that was happening was the 30-second clock was running down very quickly, so he had to get his motion man in moving very quick there, and really wasn't in sync, so he missed the handoff here and just turns it north and south, and luckily gets the 1st down for the Bears.
Aaron Harris couldn't quite get to him in time. Dane King transferred from Blinn Junior College in Brenham, Texas. Pretty much rewrote the passing record books there. 4,700 yards, 36 touchdowns in his career in junior college. He'll throw here. That one knocked away, and I believe it was Larry Dibbles who got a big paw up there and was able to knock it away. And Baylor, fortunate that Texas didn't pick that one off.
Yeah, when the ball's tipped up like that, you're thinking, okay, it can possibly go to anybody. Take a look on the left side here of the offensive line.
Basically, I'm not sure if Dibbles got a hand on it or not. It looks like it hit him.
It was Larry Dibbles who was actually in a zone blitz that time. He's dropping out in coverage, and he's just going to cover in the flat area, and the ball hits him kind of in the back of the shoulder pads.
So it's 2nd down and 10. King rolling the pocket. Incomplete. That one was out of bounds. Got it a little late to Marcus Roberts, and he wasn't able to haul it in.
Yeah, we got a little miscommunication with the receivers on Baylor. They got 2 receivers looking as Dane King sees him. He's got 2 receivers right up here in the same area. A little confusion there, so Roberts has to come back and try to make a play, and got his knee on the sideline. He's already out of bounds. Called by the line judge.
So 3rd down and 10. Baylor's going to have to hurry to get this play off, at least without burning a timeout. Complete and incomplete. In and out of the hands. That time, once again, it should have been caught. And again, they haven't had a whole lot of help. Marcus Venus should have held onto that football as the ball was there, but did they call that a catch and a fumble? I don't think they did.
No, I think they called it an incomplete pass. Going to bring out the punt team here for Baylor. You talked about it, Kevin. They have had quite a few drop balls here. Dane King's doing a good job throwing the ball out there, not necessarily for yardage, but the receivers Seen 3 or 4 of them drop by the wide receivers. Now you see the tight end missing one.
And I understand a ball can't be complete and incomplete. It's just when you think he's going to hold on to it, which he should have. That one not able to do it. High spiral. Aaron Ross goes all the way back to his 18-yard line. Ross with room to run. Penalty marker is down. One man to beat. He lost the football, got it back. But I believe this one's coming back.
Well, I think they're going to get called for only 6 men on the line of scrimmage here again on this punt team. And what they're calling is an offensive tackle basically lining up in the backfield. And we also have multiple penalties on the return. One where the returner caught it.
Yeah, there's one laying at the 30-yard line to the north end of the field and one laying at the 25 to the
Illegal
south end of the
formation,
field.
offense, illegal block in the waist, number 12. Defense, replay the down. Penalties offset.
What turned out to be a very nice return for Aaron Ross. Have to do it again.
I think Guy Morris needs to scoot his offensive tackles up on his punt team because they're getting back into the backfield. That's what they're calling this line judge. You've got the 2 wide receivers that are the gunners on the outside. They're on the line of scrimmage, but what they're calling is one of the players that's on the line of scrimmage is lining up in the backfield, and it's the 2nd time they've had that penalty today.
When you've already had 2 punts blocked on the day, last thing you want to have to do is punt it over again, albeit this time, though, it works to Baylor's advantage because of the big return by Ross. We're just underway here in the second half. 4:57 deep into this third quarter. Texas has already scored once here in the third.
These are the players I'm talking about. They're getting too far back. They got to be on the line of scrimmage. It's a good formation there.
Come after it again. They get a huge Baylor roll. Look at this, all the way inside the 5, and will stop at the 4-yard line. So the second leading punter in the nation blasts a big one, a 60-yard.
He's lead at 44-7, and I know that any Longhorns fan recognizes the face of this guy. Detroit Lions fans recognize this face now too. Roy Williams now in the NFL, and Roy, you're off to a great start with your pro career. You got to feel good about that, don't you?
Well, it's a dream come true just to be a part of the NFL. Just to be on the same field with Terrell Owens, Donovan McNabb, Drew Bledsoe, those guys that you grow up watching. It's a privilege and an honor.
You've heard the fans behind you yelling Rookie of the Year. I guess it's a little too early to start talking about that, right?
Yeah, we still have 13 more games before any of that is resolved. And, I just keep playing hard and we'll just see what happens.
Bye week, I know it must be fun for you to come back and see all your old friends and just to be here on the sidelines with this team.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. I want to suit up right now. People just don't understand how bad. I want to suit up right now and just play with these guys one more time. And it looks like they don't need me no more. They're winning 44-7, so there's no need for me.
Cedric Benson has said a couple of times to us that he thinks this team is better than they were a year ago at this point. Do they look like they are?
Well, I think they're running the ball better, and that's why he's saying that, because they're running the ball a lot better because of the offensive line is more experienced. And, we got new defense who's helping them out. So, I'm looking for great things with this team.
And what about the play that you've been able to see of DJ? I mean, he's just really taken it to another level this year, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah, he's a first round, for sure pick. It just depends on where he's going to land. But as long as he keeps it up, he'll be a top 10 pick easily.
All right, I want everyone to see your jersey here. Now, you wouldn't think a Detroit Lion would be wearing a Tampa Bay Bucks jersey. Tell us about it.
Well, it's my boy Chris Sims, man. He's, in my opinion, the best quarterback to play this game here at the University of Texas. And I hope the best for him in Tampa Bay.
I hope the best for you in Detroit, Roy. We thank you a lot. Appreciate it. That is Roy Williams off and running, and the fans already chanting Rookie of the Year for Roy, guys.
All right, thanks very much, John. Hey, Chris Sims getting some playing time as well there in Tampa Bay. They're struggling, but he's getting an opportunity. Came in for Brad Johnson last week. This time Cedric Benson takes it up to the 12-yard line.
And a good series here for Baylor defensively, forcing kicking the ball deep in the Longhorns territory and forcing a 3-and-out situation, forcing a punt. Roy Williams, you saw special every time he was on the field here. You saw a special player and made some huge plays over the years here for Texas.
The first week of the regular season, the catch he made, I don't know if you saw the highlights of that, it was as good as it gets. I mean, it was really an unbelievable catch. And here's a guy that's making this catch in his first game in the NFL. I don't think he's having any problems getting used to it. Take it at the 48-yard line. Willie Andrews trying to get the corner, and Willie Andrews ran 50 to pick up 4. 36-yard punt, 4-yard return, and Michael Griffin, the man who blocked the punt earlier in the game, was there to make the tackle. He was the gunner on the punt coverage team. So Baylor will have the ball in good field position. Thank their defense for that.
Well, you take special teams, you convert opportunities there. You kick the ball deep. Old Texas, the 3 and out. Now you're on the 45-yard line.
Right up the middle, nothing doing. Well, right there was Brian Robinson. Robinson met the handoff immediately. Sophomore from Splendora, Texas, just blew that play up in a hurry, and he had some help. Larry Dibbles was there as well.
Well, big Larry Dibbles, number 92, who shoots the gap to the left side, and he's got some linebacker buddy help there. Defensive end on the other side. Robinson coming in there and finishing him off, but the pressure and the penetration inside by Dibbles is what blew that play up.
Loss of 3. 2nd down and 13. Play action, King. This time has time to throw. Throws on the run. Open man. It's complete. Jonathan Evans, the fullback. He was stepped out of bounds.
Wow.
My. Boy, he had room to run. That is unfortunate for Baylor.
It was a good throw that time by King, and he found his big fullback out there. Nobody covering him, and right on the sideline, and had to take a closer look at this. See if his heels are on the sideline.
That back judge came up immediately. He knew right then.
Yep, he sure did. His right foot stepped out of bounds as he caught the ball.
Well, he had room to run. Evans got to know where he is on the football field. He's a senior. For a fullback, great hands. Got a couple of catches today. 3rd down, 13 to go for the first. Throws this one, it's complete, but short of the first down. Forward progress may get it out to the 40-yard line, but not an inch more for Marcus Venus. Derek Johnson and Aaron Harris, the 2 linebackers, there to make sure of that.
A little conversion here. You see the zone defense, the linebackers dropping out, then they're breaking up to make the tackle.
That was an 8-yard gain on 3rd down and 13. 4th down and 5, and Baylor will go for it.
No doubt about that. Down this ball game quite a bit, so they've got to make something happen here. Not surprising to go on 4th down.
4th down and 5. Got to get it to the 35. Has the first down. Dominique Ziegler with the catch, and Aaron Harris the tackle, but not before you move the sticks for Baylor.
Now Ziegler's been pretty quiet all day, but finally makes a play here for him. Going to come up and turn inside, and Derek Johnson, the linebacker, trying to converge, but he's already got the first down, and Harris makes the tackle.
Sophomore who's had more catches in the last couple of weeks than he did on all of last season. He's continuing that today. That was the 4th catch of the day for Ziegler. Going up top, open man, he dropped it. Marcus Venus, and the ball hit him right in the hands.
That's a play you'd like to have back. Marcus Venus certainly would. Dane King does everything he's supposed to, and my question is, how do you get behind the Texas defense? You're a big tight end. You're running up the seam there. You get rerouted. Where's the safety in the middle of the field? It allows him to get behind. That's Michael Huff back there. Good throw. Just don't execute the catch.
Boy, Huff was, you never know exactly who it was that got beat, but if Huff is the man who was supposed to get over, he was very late. But 2nd down and 10. Throws this one complete in the flat. This time it's Jay Fields, who makes just his 3rd catch of the season. He's taking ahead for a gain. Out near the first down. It's going to be a 3rd down and short coming up.
Just trying to get something moving here. Keep those chains moving. Quick little pass outside. Let one of your receivers block for you and try to make something after the catch.
Aaron Ross with the stop. With an assist from his offensive lineman, McQuillan McDonald.
32 on the 23.
see Jay Fields. What does the J stand for? J. 3rd down and 2. Up the middle. 1st down. Baylor. And they're running the ball right now. Paul Mosley finding the opening in that interior line, and he's able to take it ahead for the 1st. And once again, they'll move the chains.
Well, this is something that I think that Guy Morris really would like to see his football team do, and that is, whatever the situation is, just continue to compete out there and be productive. And here on this drive, a couple of 1st downs, a couple of adverse situations, but being able to continue to move the ball against this Texas defense.
Mosley, that time, the ball carrier, really laid a hit on Aaron Harris. That doesn't happen that often. King throws this one complete in the flat. I like what Baylor's doing right now offensively. Is nothing fancy down the field, but they're just finding the opening spaces. Kind of sitting down in there. Cedric Griffin was there to make the stop, but not before Trent Sheldon with another nice game.
Well, they just spread the defense out. We talked about the speed of the Texas defense. Spread them out and just kind of go to the void of the defense. Like I said, a lot of zone defense here by Texas so far this season. In this ball game, not making those receivers, those defensive backs play man-to-man, and they're throwing underneath the coverage right now and taking what the defense allows.
Now, Texas has been very stingy with their opponents. Haven't given up many points all season long, but they're threatening right now is the Baylor Bears, as Trent Sheldon made the catch.
Nice catch that time by Shelton, coming in on the slant pattern. Good ball is delivered by Dane King. Going to throw it out here to his left side. This quick hitch right there. Bingo. Good grab. Go up and get it. Get inside of the defender.
A couple of key 3rd downs on this drive, and now Baylor's set up in good stead as they got 1st down and goal from the 3-yard line. Nothing doing.
Frank.
Well, you're not kidding. Frank Okem, just a freshman, but boy, played that one like a senior.
I tell you, he just came through and ate it up. Watch number 65 come through the gap there and just get penetration. Take the right guard out of the hole, and Glenn Oskin didn't have a chance on that play. And Frank Okem, the freshman, you need some young guys to step in like that and be a force in there, and doing a good job with a chance to play today.
11th play of the drive will be a 2nd down and goal from the 5-yard line. A very solid drive. It's taken 4.5 minutes off the clock for Baylor. Throwing for the end zone. Incomplete. Knocked away by Aaron Ross. And again, Mike Miller had it in his hands, but Ross knocked it away.
Well, this looks like it's a catch. Miller has the ball, he grabs it, and all of a sudden Ross comes around and knocks it away. It's the boot pass. You got Miller going to bump up here on Ross and go outside. As he catch the ball, catch it 1-2, and then the ball's knocked away. Back judge there calls it no catch. Take a look at it. In college football, you have to have 1 foot down with the ball in possession. It looked like he may have had that.
3rd down and goal from the 5. Going for the fade play. Incomplete.
And they're trying to go on Ross again. They throw it outside.
Ziegler just couldn't come up with it. It was defended nicely.
Well, why do you throw a jump ball to Ziegler? He's a 7-foot high jumper.
He starts at 6'3". That doesn't hurt.
Throw it up there to a guy who can certainly jump, and
if anything, maybe should have thrown it a little higher. So 4th and goal from the 5. Keep in mind, Baylor's basically had 2 drops here in the end zone on this drive. Fake the end around. Here comes the pressure. Thrown at the goal line and knocked away by Aaron Harris. It'll go over on downs to Texas.
Well, kind of a moral victory here for the Texas defense, making a good play there, knocking the ball away. But as you said, Kevin, a couple opportunities missed by the Baylor Bears. Ball in the end zone, dropped.
So Texas holds. They lead at 44-7, 2:35 to go in the 3rd. We're back to Austin in a moment. Texas leads at 44-7. Nice goal line stand, if you will, albeit from the 5-yard line. But they knock away a couple of plays at the goal line, a couple of passes at the goal line, and the defense holds. Texas pride themselves on keeping the opponent out of the end zone. And Chance Mock will try to get his team into the end zone. As Mock comes into play, a young man who started the first 6 games of the season last year, the senior from the Woodlands, Texas, in the Houston area. You see the numbers from last season. He's played in only 1 game this year. He didn't play against North Texas or Arkansas, but he did play against Rice. He went 3 of 5 for 25 yards. This time, though, he'll just hand it off. And Cedric Benson, a little breathing room, a lot of breathing room out to the 12, 13-yard line.
I like what Mac Brown is deciding to do here with Chance Mock. He's got his first offensive group out there, the entire offensive line, the running backs, the receivers, to give him a chance to get under center, because you never know if he's going to be called upon to play this year and move the ball down the field. Of the 2 quarterbacks, he is obviously the more polished passer of the 2. So in situations where they may be coming from behind, don't be surprised if you see Chance Mock on the field for the Longhorns sometime this season.
Well, you talk about coming from behind. Of course, any Longhorn fan will remember when this team trailed with a little more than 2 minutes to go last season against Texas Tech, and Chance Mock came in what was the 2003 season known as the drive. He was able to engineer it. Texas able to knock off Texas Tech.
Big play, but big drive that time. And Chance Mock is a guy who's really earned his stripes here. Played behind a couple of good quarterbacks. Talked about Chris Sims earlier here in this program. Major Applewhite, and sat in the wings as those 2 battled out, and thought he'd have a chance to be the starter here for the next couple of seasons.
Well, it was 3rd down at about a foot, and that time Mock will take it ahead for the 1st down.
You know, that's the recruiting game, and you bring in a Vincent Young, a young man who's got exceptional talent. Mac Brown, good choices that you have. You have to have depth at quarterback or any position on the field, and good to have a young man like Chance Mock and also a Vincent Young to run your offense.
You know, Chance Mock, he always thought, you know, he looks like he's a small guy, but then I started thinking, well, he's always standing next to Vincent Young whenever you see him. 6'2", 225 pounds.
Well, he's a solid load there, and he's got pretty good speed, too.
Father, a college coach, learned the game from the start, that's for sure.
64, offense, 5 yards, remains 1st down.
They'll back it up as we're just under a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Texas led 37-7 at halftime.
One thing about Mac Brown on the field, he coaches. He really does. He goes up and down that sideline. He'll talk to anybody. He'll talk to his coaches, talk to all the players, and he may not be calling all the offensive plays or the defensive plays, but he's certainly involved in every aspect of the football game.
The 1st down at 15. Here's Cedric Benson, and Benson with a short gain, maybe a gain of 2 or 3 yards. He's over 170 yards on the afternoon. He averages 180 plus per game. Not going to hurt the average today if he keeps toting the rock. He'll come out, though, on a 2nd down and long. 2nd down and 15 yards to go for the 1st.
Yeah, they're waiting for the end of the quarter to run down here, and I think Cedric Benson's coming to the sideline just to get a break.
It doesn't seem too pleased with the fact that he's been asked to come to the sideline. Give him just that little bit more of a break. You'll probably see him when the 4th quarter begins, which is just a matter of moments. So Texas outscoring Baylor right now, 44-7 at the end of the 3rd quarter. Cedric Benson, what a day he's having, 170 yards. We'll be back with the 4th quarter when we come back. Looks like it's going to be burnt orange tonight because Texas leading going into the 4th quarter by a score of 44-7. They have dominated basically every facet of the game. Chance Mock getting his hand into the quarterback. And like you said a moment ago, I thought it's great that he's getting a chance now to go in, and you're going to need him down the stretch and go in and work with that first team in live situations. So fresh 15 on the clock. Here we go in the 4th quarter. Cedric Benson sitting on 170. Breaks this one out to the 20, out to the 24-yard line.
They needed 179, Kevin, to tie Mr. Campbell, the all-time rush leader here, leading number 2 of the all-time leading rusher of Texas.
With that carry, he does exactly tie Earl Campbell, number 2 on Texas's all-time rushing chart. 44-43. Well, that's a high-rent district right there.
That sure is.
Ricky Williams, Earl Campbell, and move over Earl. Here's Cedric Benson as Benson goes past Earl Campbell. He's the number 2 all-time leading rusher here at Texas.
And I imagine they'll announce that here in the stadium, and he'll probably get a great ovation with these fans.
And the one prior, Cedric Benson has become the second leading rusher.
They're making the announcement now in the stadium, and a standing ovation for Cedric Benson as he comes off the field.
Well, carrying a game ball there, Mack Brown walked out to meet him, as did all his teammates. Really happy about what Cedric Benson has accomplished in his career here at Texas.
That's a first down and 10. Mock looking to throw, goes up top. David Thomas does not do that very often, and had he held on to that football, we'd be talking about another long touchdown catch by the big tight end.
Well, this is throw and catch with Chance Mock, and he shows you on this pass his capability as a passer. He's going to move out of the pocket. And watch this soft touch pass he throws to David Thomas up over the top. That's a catchable ball. David just doesn't get it in, but it's a nice throw by Chance, moving out of the pocket and throwing to the tight end.
Second down and 10. Will Matthews is in at the tailback. They hand it to Matthews. Matthews spinning off the initial hit, then after the secondary hit, and finally it took 3 to bring him down. Jamal Harper finally there to finish off Will Matthews.
You know, when they put Will Matthews at tailback, I really don't feel that it's fair to the defense, because he brings a load. He brings it in there, and he's a pounding kind of a runner, a bruiser, and he gets his head lowered, and he's going to bring it into the chest of all those defensive backs that try to tackle him low. And physical runner as well.
Cedric Benson, look at the games so far this year: 181, 188, 189, and today 187 yards rushing. Second time in school history that running back has gone, second running back in school history, 4 straight 100-yard games to start the season. That one overthrown once again, just that far away. Myron Hardy couldn't catch up with it from Chance Mock.
Well, Chance had him one there. I knew he had one, and just a little bit too much air under that one. Rolled out of the pocket, and everything broke down. And a couple of throws on that series, he's going to say, okay, they could have been a little bit better. Got to knock some of the rust off, though. Get a chance to get in there. It was his first time to play last week against Rice. Didn't get a lot of snaps, but chance to come into a ball game here and perhaps get a good quarter of work.
Now Greg Johnson will punt for the first time. Everybody getting a chance. Richmond McGee had been doing the punting today. Willie Andrews back deep for Baylor. And Johnson to Andrews. Gets away from one man. Andrews to the 45. Out to midfield. A nifty return by Willie Andrews. He gets good field position for Baylor. Stevie Stegall finally making the stop. May save a touchdown. 44-7 in Austin. Back in a moment. They'll try to get back in this thing and finish things up on a positive note as they have the football. First down and 10. They hand it off. Good running room down to the 18-yard line goes Paul Mosley.
There's a big back. When he gets moving, it's a big load there coming downhill. Big Mosley, 230-pounder.
14-yard gain as Baylor trying to build on the outstanding punt return by Willie Andrews. First down and 10 from the 19. And again, and off to Mosley, and Mosley inside the 15-yard line down to the 14. Once again, it's Robert Killebrew, redshirt freshman, making the stop.
Klein High School.
Yep.
Played with my son in high school. Pretty good athlete. Good to see him playing on the field here today.
That was a 6-yard gain, so this brings up a 2nd down and 4. Hit screen, and it's knocked away. Not sure who got a hand on it at the line of scrimmage. May have been Frank Ocam. He has been active today.
Yeah, Frank Ocam's a big body inside, moving around in there. He's got him on the left side now. Watch him work to the outside here and get his hand up on the left side. Showing his versatility on the end, inside as a defensive tackle.
Freshman from Dallas Lake Highlands. 3rd down and 4. Ocam coming again from the weak side. This time it's complete to Ziegler. And Ziegler may have had the 1st down when he caught it. And one of those, when he was trying to get more yardage, may have lost the 1st down. Michael Griffin made the tackle.
I think you're exactly right, Kevin. He had the ball, looked like around the 8-yard line or so when he caught the ball from Dane King. And he tries to make something else happen here and cut back. And then as you do, he goes down around the 10-yard line. Just a little bit short of the 1st.
That was even a generous spot, because by looking at that replay, they could have very well marked him down around the 12-yard line. So it's 4th down and about a foot.
They had to hurry to get this off.
King calls a timeout with 1 on the play clock. That's a good timeout if you're Baylor. I mean, you're down 44-7. You want something. You want to get the ball in the end zone right here. You don't take any chances. You got 4th down and a foot. Now, think about these two teams right now. And if you're Baylor, you know, pretty self-explanatory. They're looking at a situation where, you know, Guy Morris doesn't want his team to be giving up. Obviously, he's going to be looking at those type of things you want to execute anytime with a young team. If you're Texas, though, what are you looking at as far as Mack Brown is concerned?
I think you're looking at trying to get quality reps for depth. Your younger players are out there now in your defensive unit. Derek Johnson's no longer on the field. You see Robert Killebrew in there in his spot. There's younger guys across the board for Texas trying to get some experience, some competition against a Big 12 opponent, and that's something that you build on, you know, in this type of a situation, because, you know, that depth is key, and that's the thing that Guy Morris talked to us about, is that they don't have the quality depth that Texas has, and it takes time to build that, and it takes opportunities to get that accomplished.
Stevie Lee getting some playing time as well. As you see, Oklahoma #2 in the land. They will at least stay there as they lead 28-6 over Texas Tech. That's 6 minutes to go in that ball game in Norman.
And that sets up to be a pretty interesting contest next week up in Dallas. The old Red River Shootout. It's going to be a heck of a ball game. And you know that this has been the date on the calendar that here at University of Texas, they've circled that, and I think they've circled it up north of the Red River as well. One that might be the deciding factor in not only the Big 12 South, perhaps the Big 12 championship, and either a chance to run towards a national championship. That's how big that game is going to be next weekend.
Texas has won 3 Big 12 South Division titles in his 7 years under Mack Brown.
Well, Mack wanted to move this game time. We talked about that from a late start, 6 o'clock to 11:30 start, to kind of be like it was going to be next week, because he didn't want his players to go into a situation for the first time, early play next week.
4th down and a foot. End around. I think he got the 1st down. It's going to be very close. It's all about where they spot the football down. It was Sean Roshan on the end around, and it's just a matter of where they mark this.
You know what's a great play here is Aaron Ross, number 31 for the Texas defense. He comes up and really stops the momentum of Rashawn running around the edge. Watch what I'm talking about here at the very end. Number 31 going to come inside out, stop the defender, excuse me, the runner Rashawn. Then he has help there. You got Giger helping on the tackle.
Did they hold again? They did. Well, Baylor has been close, but hadn't been able to get in the end zone here in this second half.
Well, Guy Moore's obviously disappointed about that. 4th down and a foot. You want to get that 1st down or get in the end zone any way you can and choose to go with a wide receiver reverse. But you're going against a very speedy Texas defense, albeit it's a second-team group out there. But Aaron Ross, one of the starters out there, still out there for the Longhorns, making a nice play, and Philip Giger coming up and helping as well.
Robots Taylor has come in for the Texas Longhorns, and Taylor getting the carry. And Ramontz takes it out to the 15-yard line as he is slapped down there to stop the clock. Now, what were the chances of the Texas Tech game being, Texas Tech-Oklahoma game, being further along than ours? But that has exactly been the case today.
We heard last that there was just over 6 minutes. I bet it's under that now in that ball game. A team like Mike Leach's that throws the ball every single down. It probably tells you that Oklahoma has had the ball, and they've been kind of keeping it on the ground with Adrian Peterson and company.
That's a good company to keep it on the ground with. The gain of 3 yards, 2nd down and 7. A lot of dancing, but not much going north and south as Taylor takes to the head for a gain of maybe a yard. It's been tough sledding for the Baylor Bears over the last few years. It's this Texas Longhorn team. 41-0 2 years ago, 56-0 last year. Today, right now, 44-7.
We talked about Texas going to play Oklahoma next weekend. Missouri, they come into Waco next week for our Fox Sports Net telecast at 9 p.m. Oh, who?
Oh, who? He hasn't been reading the newspapers lately. Going up top. This one incomplete. Once again, Myron Hardy was the intended receiver. Fans wanting a flag with the contact downfield. Is not going to get it. It's going to be a 3rd down coming up. Make it a 4th down, beg your pardon. That was 3rd down and 7.
Talking about Missouri and their football team, and the Baylor team is going to be seeing another dual threat quarterback. Brad Smith for 2 weeks in a row now. You have Vincent Young, and then you have a chance to see a guy who's probably further along in that dual threat role. I think he really has come into his own. Brad Smith, one of the best players in the conference.
Once again, punt time. You see Greg Johnson, Lilburn, Georgia, just a sophomore. Willie Andrews back deep, left-footed. It's a low liner taken by Andrews inside Texas territory, spinning away, getting away to the 30. 15 and tripped up there down at the 11. Johnson made the tackle and saved the touchdown.
That's a huge play by Baylor. Special teams plays oftentimes can be a catalyst for you on your football team. This is certainly a nice job here by him returning the football. This goes right through the heart of the Texas coverage, and good job that time by the punter saving the touchdown.
37-yard punt, 38-yard return. Not what Mr. Johnson wanted to have to do on that play, and literally got him by the heel of the shoe. Just did take him down. That's all that matters, just so long as you do. It's 11-yard line, 1st down and 10. You can't get a 1st down inside the 1. Hand it off right up the middle. Craig fighting his way through the initial line and then gets it into the secondary down to the 5-yard line. It's a gain of 6 yards on the play. And Baylor can't walk away from this one empty.
No, they've got to get something on the board. Little O scheme. You see your backside guard pull around and get in front of Craig. Pretty good block there, right in the hole.
Michael Griffin. Pretty strong hit there. Sean Bell comes in at quarterback. And they call a timeout. So Bell didn't like what he saw there. He'll call timeout with 2nd down and 4 as Baylor is threatened, trailing big. Texas on top, 44-7, 8:49 to go. As Baylor trying to finish this thing up strong, though, right now, as they've got the football at the 5-yard line. Buenos dias, senor. It's been a good day for Texas.
probably got one of those hats somewhere around, don't you, Kevin?
I only wear it on weekends when I'm not working. Again, right back to the line of scrimmage and nothing there. Great push from the guys in the burnt orange. And Anthony Craig, there was just no place, no room.
Yeah, watch the orange get back into the backfield, take on a couple of blockers. Point of attack there, this big
Kalen Jakes, 99 was one of them.
98, Brian Ropko.
Throwing in the end zone, incomplete. So it is 4th down. And again, Baylor can get a first down at the 1-yard line. Sean Bell threw that one a little high and outside. Sean Bell, sophomore from China Spring, Texas. 2 starts last year.
He got plenty of heat in his face there. Just has to get rid of the football. Nothing going.
A lot more burnt orange around the receiver than there were white. 4th down and 5. 4th time today, Baylor will go for it. Bell, time to throw. Throws for the end zone. Touchdown, Baylor. 2nd time today, Marcus Roberts has pulled one in. And Baylor gets on the board for the first time since the 2nd quarter.
Well, nice throw and catch that time by the receiver and the quarterback. Marcus Roberts taking it inside and working all the way out to the corner of the end zone. And pretty good toss here. Take a look at Sean Bell as he rolls out here to the right after play action. See the route here by Roberts going away from the defense. Good toss.
And Kenny Webb for the point after. And Webb is perfect. Just a tick over 8 minutes to go in the ball game. Baylor hadn't given up as Texas is on top 44-14.
It has really elevated his play.
Squib kick. And this one taken by Thomas as Thomas makes the fair catch and he takes it at the 36-yard line. So David Thomas, right man at the right place. Yet hands team on the field and you didn't even know it.
You know, talk about Derek Johnson and playing linebacker and his instinctiveness and what he's doing. You know, it's something that you know, he came back to play this year for the University of Texas, much like Roy Williams did a year ago, staying to play his senior season. And you know, when you take a factor of, you know, where he potentially may be drafted and those kind of things, there's a lot of people that think that he may be a top 5, maybe even, you know, top 1 or 2 pick in the NFL draft because he has that kind of ability. And when you have an NFL coach like a Greg Robinson who's been in the league 14 years to come in here to the University of Texas and teach his defense and work every single day with those linebackers and work, you know, more importantly with Derek Johnson, he's going to be a guy that I think that NFL teams are all going to look to and say, hey, this guy has the tools, the ability. Greg Robinson is going to give him coaching beyond his years. So I think that it really adds up to a big, big plus for Derek Johnson.
And again, he talked to him. He's seen a lot of guys, and he's very impressed with him.
Oh, he's had a lot of first-round draft picks over the years that have come in and played linebacker for him, and he puts Derek Johnson right there at the top of that pack as the ability. And you know, he's still a work in progress. He's got a lot of things he'd like to see a little bit better, but he's certainly one of the best he's ever had.
Pocket breaks down, and Chance Mock goes ahead for a gain of a couple of yards. But he is slammed down there, and it'll bring a 3rd down and long. Texas trying to chew some time up off the clock. Leading at 44-14. Texas scored on its opening 2 possessions. It was 14-0 before we were 6 minutes into this game. And they have not looked back. Led 37-7 at halftime. Both teams with a touchdown here in the 2nd half. That's where we stand, 6 minutes and 40 as the clock continues to move. Third down and long, penalty marker. It's a free play until the contact was made. So they'll mark off the 5, and what was 3rd down and 8 will become a 3rd down and 3.
Offsides, 5 yards, remains 3rd down.
Take a look at what's left for Texas. And yeah, you don't have to look a whole lot past, well, 7 days from today, because you don't take care of business there. Those games against Mizzou, Tech, Colorado, Oklahoma State, Kansas, and Texas A&M just don't seem to mean quite as much. As Mac Brown says, the only big losses at Texas are the losses. So, and they haven't. They've come few and far between over the years. That's a third down play, and goes that one out of bounds. So fourth down is coming. Mac Brown's team's 34-3 at home against conference opponents. They've won 25 of their last 26. Today will be 26-27 here at Darrell K. Royal Texas Memorial Stadium. Only Texas and Miami, the only teams that can go back 6 straight years with at least 9 wins in a season. Johnson again will punt it away. Beg your pardon, they bring Richmond McGee back into punt. High hanger and the fair catch called for to get away from it. This is going to turn out to be, if they can get to it, which they do, a great punt. How about the coverage? Been a good year for some young Texas Longhorns starting their professional career. John Radigan already talked with Roy Williams. Got another one.
Yeah, we do, in fact, Kevin. It's been a great year for a guy named Marcus Tubbs. He lands in a great position in the NFL with the Seahawks, who, Marcus, are off to a great start, aren't they?
Yeah, we're doing really good. We started the season, we're 3-0, and we have St. Louis next week, and we're just looking forward to just getting back at another game and getting the season underway. You and the Lions, of course, with the bye week this week, which is why you can be here. Nice to get back and see your team, isn't it? Yeah, you know, it feels really good. When you're up there, you get really lonely sometimes, and then you come down here and you get to see the guys that you were around for 4 and 5 years, and just, I mean, see your coaches and give them a hug. It feels really good.
This team off to a 4-0 start, and of course has Oklahoma next week. You know how they're feeling now, don't you?
Yeah, I definitely know. I mean, I'm looking at them, and they're looking really good. So I'm excited to see the game next week. I'm sorry I can't be at it, but I'll be watching on TV and rooting them on.
And obviously, you've got a little Longhorn support system up there up in Seattle.
Yeah, I'm so thankful. I'm up there with Cedric Woodard and D.D. Lewis, and they're like big brothers to me. I mean, it's kind of hard to go to a place where you don't know anyone, so it helps to have someone that can show you around.
Well, that's great. Congratulations on the quick start to your NFL career, and thanks for talking with us. That is Marcus Tubbs. Of course, his cousin is Winfred Tubbs, who helps us out on our college football Saturday shows sometimes. Guys, back up to you.
All right. Thank you very much, John Radigan.
Pretty good machine here at the University of Texas, rolling some players out, huh?
Got that right. Sean Bell back in a quarterback again. And yeah, it seems like one after another. Guys that are just making an impact this year. Talked about Tubbs there with Seattle. Roy Williams earlier with Detroit.
There's a guy up.
Detroit's got a little pipeline working here at Texas. This one is complete. And out to the 21-yard line. Stevie Seagal with the tackle. Sean Roshan makes his first catch of the day, just his 3rd of the season. Kept it in bounds. Clock continues to run. Texas in control from just about the start. Blocked the punt on the opening possession for Baylor. And a couple plays later, able to take it in for 6. They've had a couple of blocked punts today. Taking away a couple of turnovers from Baylor. But Baylor continuing to fight. Paul Mosley right up the middle. Sophomore playing in front of his home folks at Anderson High School here in Austin. Again, Robert Killebrew trying to make a name for himself.
It'd be hard for Robert to see a lot of playing time because he plays behind one number 11 here on this defense.
There you see Robert listed 3rd on the depth chart right now behind Garnett Smith as well. Thing is, it's not where you are on the depth chart. If you can play, you will play. They'll find a spot for you. And you saw him in high school. He can play. Sean Bell. Bell is taken down from behind by Scott Derry. Another redshirt freshman. He's from Pearland in the Houston area.
when you play defense, Kevin, you got to play with relentless pursuit, and that's what Derry did that time. You know, didn't get him on the initial rush, but continued to the quarterback and makes the play.
Loss of 5. Backs it up to a 2nd down and 15. 26-yard line, the line of scrimmage. Line to make it to 41. Under 4 minutes to go in the game. Throws this one over the middle. It's caught. He's short of the first down, well short of the first down, as Sean Rashawn makes the catch. And it's kind of what you want to do in a 2nd down and 15 situation. Cut it in half. Get 7 the first time or get 8 the first time, and then come back and get your 7. That time you got a gain of 9, so it'll bring up a 3rd down and 6. Now Baylor's second youngest team in the nation behind SMU. 71% of their players underclassmen. Take some licks in that learning process. They're taking one today. This one is complete. Paul Mosley, the tailback, making the catch and moving it ahead near the first down markers. You mark it off at a gain of 9 yards.
Number 17, Paul Mosley.
Well, at halftime when
number 8, Horns with a tackle.
we talked with Guy Morris, and he talked about mistakes in the first half. And he said you certainly can't do that against a team like Texas. You come in here and the block punts, the turnovers, the things that kind of put you in self-destruct mode. That's what happens to a young football team, and the guy's very well aware of that you can't do those things in a very competitive environment, in a hostile environment here in Texas Memorial Stadium, and come away with a chance to win the ball game. You almost have to play a perfect ball game when you come into a situation like this, and it was anything but that in the first half.
Well, it's 4th down and 1. They would opt to punt the football. Sepulveda will punt it away and couldn't get the roll. Instead, it's marked down at the 24-yard line. Texas didn't send anyone deep, and they'll get the ball back one last time as Chance Mock go in. And one of these chances once again for Texas to get a lot of guys into the game. So Texas and Oklahoma next week, the Red River Shootout at the Cotton Bowl. And going into today's game, take a look at the comparison between these two teams, and they really are very, very even.
It's that total yardage you're looking at there, 535 here for the Longhorns, 502 for OU, and you know their efficiency, the things they've done, pretty much matched. So I think it's going to be one heck of a ball game next weekend.
I think, you know, those numbers right there, the success next week for Texas is going to be predicated on their ability to run the football. Obviously, that's what they've been able to do all season long. Like 370 yards rushing coming into today's game is what they're averaging. If they can't run the ball against Oklahoma, they're going to be in trouble.
Well, that's why they will try to work on the passing game so much today with Vincent Young throwing the ball outside to the wide receivers. And he did that. You know, you just got to have hope if you're a Texas Longhorn fan that he's going to maintain that consistency and have a chance to continue to do that in a big game, in a big contest, in a very emotional contest that's going to happen next weekend.
This one is complete down to the 40-yard line.
Pass is complete to number 83, Stephen Hogan.
Stephen Hogan making the catch. First catch of the season for Stephen Hogan. Freshman from Sugar Land, Texas. Get some playing time. Like I said, got a lot of people getting some playing time today. Same thing was the case last week. He went straight Jesuit High School in Houston. Under a minute to go in the ball game. Trying that left side, trying to keep it in bounds. Is Ramon Taylor once again on the carry. Didn't keep it in bounds. Knocked out, stops the clock, 51 seconds left. Oklahoma taking care of Texas Tech today in Norman. Texas taking care of Baylor today in Norman. And something I thought you brought up earlier, we were talking before we went on the air about how football players are so much about
Preachers ahead of
getting into that routine, and this is really going to help probably for both teams, the fact that they're able to do that. Here goes Taylor. Ramon Taylor breaking it off to the 17-yard line. C.J. Wilson finally knocked him out of bounds, but not before the true freshman from Temple Belton racks up a 37-yard run, his longest run of his young career.
Well, he just scoops through the hole. He sees it right in front of him and just gets through the void in the defense. And good job at time by Ramon Taylor, a young player they like here. He's gotten some playing time already this season. You know, we're talking about changing your routines and habits. Football players, like I told you, Kevin, are creatures of habit. And, you know, they've been playing these evening games here at Texas, the first 3 ball games. And now they changed the game time to play 11:30, which is going to be very close to their game time next weekend. And I think in a big ball game, which a lot of things are measured for here at the University of Texas, of how well you do both as a potential national champion and whether or not you beat the University of Oklahoma.
Taylor had the 74-yard run against North Texas. Correct myself on that, but yeah, you're right. As far as, you know, you get into this situation where you get the guys up, get the clock kind of set at that right.
Well, you get used to the zone. Yeah, you get used to the meetings, the early pregame meal, all that routine that you go through, and that's something that you think as a football coach, what's going to give my players the best opportunity to be productive on the field, and he doesn't want his football team to be seeing that environment that early in the day, you know, for the very first time. So he changed the game to the early time, which is why we're here early.
Mac Brown's teams go to 35-3 against conference opponents all time under Mac Brown here at home at Darrell K. Royal Texas Memorial Stadium. They win it in convincing fashion today. Big day from just about everyone in the burnt orange today. Is Vincent Young, Cedric Benson, both coming up big. Benson 34 carries, 187 yards, moves in to number 2 on the all-time rushing list here at the University of Texas.
How do you do that? 4 games in a row, right over 180 yards, right at his average, 186.
Yep, well, he's right there, keeping it in the ballpark.
To take